Hello, hello. There's no way in the world I'm going to be able to read the chat from back here. So as my moderators come in the room, please say hi. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto. Today I'm going to be making meatloaf. One for me, which is keto, and one for my husband, which will be low carb. I know it would be a lot faster for me to do these videos if everything was already out and ready and measured. But one of the reasons that I specifically and purposefully do it this way is so that you can see how incredibly quick, easy, and inexpensive eating keto and my husband does low carb. He does not do the ketogenic diet. So when I make things a little bit differently, but you're gonna see that I'm only like changing one or two things and using two separate pans. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hello moderators, thank you for coming on. Thank you, don't forget the thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. And I won't be able to answer a lot of these live questions because I can't see, I can't read. I know that there's people in here, but I can't even see how many people are in the room. So once again, thank you so much for my wonderful moderators. You know the rules, you know what I expect. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with some of this. Now this is not the cleanest sausage you can buy, but my husband loves this. He loves the texture it gives the meatloaf. He loves the fattiness that it gives the meatloaf, and he loves the flavor it gives the meatloaf. However, I have to let you know that this does have some shady ingredients. This would definitely be considered dirty keto. So when I'm making his meatloaf versus my meatloaf, I'm only using a very small part of this for the texture. Once again, I love the way that the sausage kind of smooths out the hamburger. So when you make a meatloaf with just hamburger, and even if you're using a filler like pork rinds or breading or something like that, depending on what diet you're following, I like the texture that the pork sausage gives it, and this does have an amazing flavor. So I'm only going to be using about this much. The rest will be used in my husband's. The ingredients in this is corn syrup. It says contains 2% or less, but that's still disgusting. It has pork broth, salt, spices, which could be anything, vinegar, sugar is one of them, paprika. So if you have an issue with nightshades, this might not be the sausage for you. If you have a sensitive system when it comes to sugars, this might not be. But remember, I'm only putting this much, just a couple of ounces, and an entire pan of meatloaf. So I'm only going to be getting a very small amount of this with each and every bite. But if you stay tuned, I'm going to show you how else I change and transform the texture of this meatloaf so that it tastes like just the most wonderful meatloaf that your mama used to make. Of course, I'm a mama, so I'm going to make it for you. In this package here, I have actually, this is a chopped sirloin. This is a very lean ground beef. Now remember, that's also why I'm adding the sausage. Now remember, I'm on a higher protein version of keto where my husband is just low carb. He needs the fat, he needs the extra calories. So that's also why I'm adding more of the sausage to his. Use whatever eggs you want, but I have here some Eggland's Best cage-free. I like these eggs. They were on sale, $2.99 for an 18-pack. You really can't beat that. And then I have your basic seasonings. I have garlic. I have parsley. I have an all-around, very clean McCormick steak seasoning. I have basil, black pepper, For my husband, I will be using these Vigo breadcrumbs that have a Parmesan and Romano cheese. And for myself, I will be using ground pork rinds. I will be using a ton of salt, and I will be adding an egg as a binding agent. For my husband, I will be adding some Worcestershire sauce in his. Now, you've got to be careful with Worcestershire. It takes a very little bit, but it does have some carbs in it. And I'm going to look for mine. I may have used all of my aminos, and that's okay. That's okay. So that's not what I was looking for. So I'm going to start by spraying these bread pans, which is what I like to make my meatloaf in. Now you can buy a 3-pack of aluminum pans, cake pans, and that way it's easy peasy, no dishes to clean. I coat the bottom. I don't like when it burns and sticks. I need some new cake pans. I use these a lot. This is the spray I'm using. It's an organic coconut oil spray. All right, so you're cooking for you and you're cooking for your family. I find a helpful tip is to make sure that you have 2 different color bowls. That way you know that you don't get it mixed up. If you get called away, you get a phone call, an emergency, you're not coming back going, uh-oh, which one was mine? Because once these are mixed together, you can't tell the difference between the 2. So let me open this package. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this. But remember, I'm using more of the sausage in my husband's than I am in mine. So for my little glass jar, I'm going to put a little bit more of the hamburger than I put in his. And then he's going to get more of the sausage. Oh my goodness, what a mess. Some antibacterial so that we don't have any cross-contamination here. Sorry about that, guys. Normally I'm not that sloppy. All right, so for the sausage, I'm only going to use a small amount. I am talking less, I'm going to say 1/3 of this package. The rest is going to go to my husband. Now let me tell you, I use the Carb Manager app, and I already have this recipe, except for back then I was using half and half. So I was using half the sausage in his, half in mine. This does have carbohydrates in it. Quite a bit for the whole package, believe it or not. So you're going to want to take that in mind. But for me, I'm not going to go crazy about 1 or 2 carbs because I hardly ever hit my 20 total carbs for the day. My total carbs usually float somewhere between 15 and 18. So if this is 2 less carbs or 2 more carbs, it's really not going to matter to me unless I hit that 20 carbohydrate mark. Then I'm going to be concerned with what's in this. But I've already created the recipe using this exact same ratio, except I was cutting the sausage exactly in half. You guys like how I can't talk without using my hands at all? At all. Okay, so we're going to season this up. Now, onions can be a nightshade for me, but my husband loves them. So once again, I have my handy dandy reusable scoop in my kitchen. So in his, I'm going to put 1/4 cup of dehydrated onions. In mine, I'm just going to put a tiny bit. You see that? That's about a tablespoon. See how good that is? We love some oregano around here. So I'm going to add 2 full tablespoons of oregano here, 2 full tablespoons of oregano. We love black pepper in this house. So I want to talk to you guys about something that's about 1 full tablespoon of ground black pepper. I usually put more, except for I've got this seasoning here. Let me show you this seasoning. For those of you who have never seen me cook, this is one of my favorite go-to seasonings. You can find this on Amazon. It is by McCormick. It is an all-purpose seasoning. They did send me like a $2 coupon once for promoting their product. That was nice of them. But, you know, if you need someone to do the commercial, I'm available, McCormick. Just saying. Okay, so the ingredients in here is pink Himalayan salt, garlic, onion, sea salt, black pepper, red bell pepper, lemon peel, parsley, and garlic oil. So while there is some carbohydrates in this, there's 0 for 1/4 of a teaspoon. That's what they're calling. So anyway, this is a very, very clean product. So I'm going to take a full tablespoon in my husband's, full tablespoon in mine. Parsley, I need to get some more parsley. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of parsley in each. And that finishes off my parsley. And garlic. Garlic does have carbohydrates, so for my husband, I'm going to do about a tablespoon, and for me, I'm just going to do a sprinkle. For my husband, I am going to use these Vigo breadcrumbs. I know all of you are keto, so that's not really important. But one of the things that I wanted to do while I was doing this video is show you that just with a... Yes. Hi, Karen. Hi, Keto Grace. Let's see who's here while I'm at the camera. We got Caddy, Karen, The Secret, Keto Dieter. Go check her out. She's a new keto YouTuber. She could use the love and support. And you can go to our channel and check her out just by clicking on her name and then say view channel, I think. Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Christina. How are you? Okay. I don't see anybody else, but I'm doing very good. I just started a keto restart today. Good for you, Caddy. I know you can do it. Let me know how you're doing on your journey, and I fully expect you to participate in the turtle challenge this month, turtle trifecta. Okay, Vigo, breadcrumbs, right? This is for my husband. So basically, I haven't purchased anything separate. The only thing that makes this, oh my gosh, I'm cooking for myself and my family, 2 separate dishes. We're literally just using 2 separate dishes. I mean, literally, 2 separate dishes. Only thing that changed, and the only extra ingredient you're gonna see is the type of breadcrumbs that we use. Someone is calling in, let me just hang up. Okay, I hope that doesn't mess up the live stream. All right, so for my husband, I have found that 50 years of practice cooking, that this is roughly 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And for myself, remember, I've already measured this exactly for my carb manager. So all I have to do is add and cut this into 3 pieces, and that's 1 serving. So it's 3 servings for the whole pan. You know how much meatloaf that is? Wait till you see how much meatloaf that is. That is a lot of meatloaf. So same thing, I'm gonna do a full heaping cup of ground plain pork rinds, nothing in these pork rinds. But if you wanted to get super creative, you could use a spicy pork rind. Just be careful when you're purchasing pork rinds because some of them can have sugar in the seasoning. I found that out the hard way with my favorite salt and vinegar pork rinds. They were my favorite, and then I was so upset to find out that they had like 2 carbs per cup. They're the only pork rinds really I eat. I have managed to make it my entire, 15, almost 16 months now on keto, and I think I've had pork rinds 3 times, 4. All right, so I am going to do 2 eggs in mine, 1 egg in my husband. Remember, my husband's got a lot more material to bind the burger. The whole purpose behind putting eggs or egg whites in your meatloaf is to bind the meat together, because hamburger, as it cooks and the grease, of course, gets out of the hamburger, tends to be a little crumbly. And what you're looking for is that really nice, smooth, finely ground texture that holds together very nicely in the pan. And yes, I wash my hands about 100 times while I'm doing this. All right, for my husband, I'm adding some Worcestershire sauce. Now, normally for me, that's about a tablespoon. Now, normally for me, I would use my coconut aminos, which taste kind of like soy sauce. And I just put just a couple drops of that in there, but I don't have any right now. The next thing I've got here, and the only reason I bought this particular brand. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning. So the only reason that I bought this particular brand is it was marked down from $4.99 to $2.99. This is legitimate. This is all organic, shredded, USD certified organic Parmesan. And because I knew I was going to be using it in my meal prep this week, I got it. So it was $2.99 for fresh organic Parmesan grated cheese. That's amazing. That's an amazing deal. Since my husband already has the cheese flavor in his Vigo breadcrumbs, I'm just going to come in here and add my recipe on Carb Manager is 2 tablespoons. So we're going to add some of that Parmesan and give it that real sharp flavor. And now all there is to do is mix. That's it. Squish, squish, squish. So I can't read the chat, but I go back and I read the live comments later. I want to talk to you about a fellow YouTuber that's really struggling right now. I want to talk to you about somebody who could really use our help. You guys know that I don't ever ask for money. I don't ever ask for gifts. I don't ever ask for anything. I have been on YouTube 4 years. I've never asked for anything, ever. The items that some of the sponsors that have sponsored my contest and some of you have sent me graciously out of your heart, I do appreciate that. But for those of you who know Renee Riffle, Mama Bear Keto, her and her family have recently had a huge financial setback, and they're a family of 7 now living in a hotel room, so virtually they're homeless. I have given what I can afford to give, but they do have a, sorry, my hands hurt. They do have a GoFundMe page set up. If you are financially in a situation where you can help this family, please let me know and I will send you the link. I will email you. Please come to my Facebook page and private message me with your email address, and I will send you a link to the GoFundMe account for Renee Riffle. She's an awesome person. And, you know, sometimes in life things happen that are beyond our control. Sometimes things happen that are not our fault. We lose a job, we break a leg, we have a serious illness, it doesn't make you a bad person, because something that you guys may not know about me, at one time in my life, I was homeless. I was in a very abusive relationship. For those of you following my book, you know I've written about the abuse, the physical abuse that I was subjected to when I was with my daughter's father when I was very young. And one day, what is it called? DCF, Department of Family and Children, showed up at my door because he was in jail for hitting me. He was in jail for abusing me. And I was pregnant. And they came to me and they gave me a big commercial garbage bag. And they told me I had 10 minutes to grab whatever I could and get out of there, or they were going to take my daughter from me. They were going to take her. And I'm glad they threatened that. I'm glad that they did. Because that would have been the only thing that would have caused me to leave. You know, it's really hard when you're in a situation like that. And I mean, even though she's not in that particular situation, I'm only trying to tell you and plead with you, because for myself, I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to not have a place to go. And I know what it's like to be homeless with a child. And this is a huge family. So if you're interested in helping this family out, if it's $5, if it's $10, she's only at like, I think $180 towards their, I think it's a $2,000 goal. So if you can give $5, just get in touch with me and I will share the link to her GoFundMe account with you. All right. Now, normally I glaze the entire meatloaf for my husband, not for me. I don't make a glaze for my meatloaf because I'm keto, he's low carb. But I always put a little bit of ketchup on top of his when I make his meatloaf. That way I know which one's his, which one's mine. Because if they get mixed up while they're in the oven, well then I'm kind of screwed, right? So I'm just gonna push this down in the pan. Now for my husband, this is 2 full servings. And so the nice thing about this meatloaf, now you can double this recipe. You can make a bigger pan of this. Let's say you have several children. You know, let's say you have several children that don't eat keto. But I can promise you that my meatloaf, without the breadcrumbs, does not taste any different than his. The only difference is his has a lot more carbs in it than mine do. And when I do the glaze, his is going to have a lot more sugar in it than mine will. So what I do is I just take let me wash my hands. I'm going to preheat my oven to 375. While I'm finishing this up, I should have done that ahead of time, but you know, running my mouth. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of ketchup on the top, and I'm actually going to use it to smooth out the hamburger. And I'm going to show you this when it's done. You're going to see how beautiful this looks, and you're going to be like, Melanie, you're an artist. You are truly a genius. I've got some more names I have to add to my turtle trifecta. I'm really excited about that. I've had such a huge response. Oh, this is so messy. It's so squishy. It feels so weird. All right, guys. So I'm going to know that that's his because you see that kind of, it's just a very light glaze on the top. But do you see how putting the ketchup on the top kind of allows me to smooth this out? Make it nice and smooth. I'm leaving a valley, a ridge in between the meatloaf and the pan for the oil. And what that does is it allows it to get nice and crispy, like nice and firm, crispy. You know when you fry a burger, how it gets like that crispy coating around the edges? Yes. So if you leave a valley around that meatloaf, that's what's going to happen. And because I have ketchup on my hands, I'm going to wash my hands. You see a theme here? I should have just titled this video, Wash My Hands. The other thing I love about meatloaf is it's so versatile. Let's say that you make a meatloaf, but tomorrow night your family comes home and they're like, Mom, we're tired of eating, or Dad, we're tired of eating meatloaf. You could crumble it up into some spaghetti sauce. You could crumble it up into some Rayo's. You could put some cheese, fry it in a pan, and make yourself a pan pizza with it. You could feed your family some bread, toast, or grill some Texas toast, and you could make them meatloaf sandwiches. There's just so much. You can actually take this meatloaf and you can make some keto-friendly Alfredo sauce and serve it over zoodles. It's endless. Once you cook hamburger, you can get stupid creative with it. You can even do some chili. You could do some chili. Add a can of stewed tomatoes. Thicken it up a little bit with some keto-friendly thickener. Don't add beans. That wouldn't be keto. But if it was for your family, if you just wanted something quick, you could crumble this up and throw it in some chili for your family. A can of washed kidney beans. You could do some tomato paste with some chili seasoning, some Rotello chilies, and bam, you could crumble it up and do a quick cheeseburger soup. You could melt some cream cheese, put some onion and garlic flavor on it, and just have yourself like a little hamburger casserole. So don't let them tell you that they're tired of meatloaf, because you can reinvent this like a million times. Let me wash my hands. And then I'm going to come over that to the camera. So the other thing that I do to, without a doubt, identify my meatloaf is I'm going to sprinkle mine with a little Parmesan cheese. I'm talking less than a tablespoon. I just want to definitely know. So here we have my meatloaf. Okay, leave a ridge all the way around, and what that does is this pan heats up and the oil heats up. It's like having a fried burger, and it'll make the edges crispy. It's so delicious. So delicious. I love fish because they're so delicious. All right, and then we're just going to throw this in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for 45 minutes. Voila! That's it, guys. That is going to make, of course, tonight in my daily vlog, I am going to, I'll add pictures of the meatloaf in my daily vlog tonight. But that's it. 28 minutes from the time I started this camera, pulled out all of my ingredients in the oven, and then it just cooks. And I've got ketchup on my shirt, and nobody said a word. Gosh, let me go wash my hands. No, let me go wash my shirt. I'll be right back. I'll show you my turtle trifecta board too. I've got a couple more people to add because they've recently let me know. Ooh, loaded cauliflower sounds good. So I've actually had to move all my magnets to the bottom of the board, right? Look at all the people. Look at all the people. Look at all the friends in here for the turtle trifecta. Yes. And all those pretty magnets. Ooh, love them. I may have to order more because now there's more people, but it's okay because they were only like $4 for like 8 of them. It's fine. That's it. Oh, one more tip. One more. So right now at Publix, if you don't have a Publix store, I'm sorry. Right now at Publix, they have this tea, buy one, get one free. This is amazing tea. So what I do is I take my stevia drops and I buy this. I buy these 6 packs. I put my drops of stevia, put the lids back on them and store them. I have sweet tea for days. the new flavor of hint that I found at Publix. Cherry, cherry, cherry. So that's good. And yesterday I also found a new flavor of these sweet leaf stevia drops. I put those in my yogurt last night. It's a mixed berry. This is made with pure stevia. So if you have a thing with sucralose, this is a great alternative for you. So that's it, guys. There is the meatloaf meal prep. That's what I'll be having for dinner tonight. Excuse me, being a piggy, just burping all over you. I'm getting ready to do my meal prep and prep the next 3 days worth of meals. One of those days is going to be this yummy meatloaf. I just got real simple this week because we start the turtle trifecta. Joni's giveaway or performance night should be opening now. Yeah, I haven't had a chance. We've been out running all day. I haven't had a chance to look at her video. London fog last night, brewed some Earl Grey tea. Yes, it is good. Oh, you're welcome, Christina's 200. Everybody say hello to Christina's 200. She just recently restarted. She's been on keto for about a year now, but trip, fall, it's okay. She's back up, brushed herself off, stronger than ever. But we all need love and support, and you guys are like the best support ever. I have 19 people in the room, 11 thumbs up. If you could give a thumbs up to this video before it ends, that would be great because it really increases my status on the algorithm of YouTube. Anyway, so I'm trying to be strict this week because I haven't been fasting this weekend, but I've nailed my keto macros. I have nailed my macros this weekend, but I haven't fasted this weekend. Starting on Monday, I will be doing a strict 18-hour fasting window. I will be nailing my calories, nailing my protein, because on Thursday, we start the turtle trifecta. I'll do my... Yes, I saw her. I sent her some love this morning. Crazy keto girl is struggling through a severe binge eating and bipolar disorder, and she is feeling incredibly defeated. So if you guys could come over there and show her some love. But remember, Renee Riffle, Mama Bear Keto, if you want to try to contact me on Messenger, if you want to try to contact me through Instagram, if you want to contact me through Princess Ninja Weight Loss and Motivation on Facebook, please do so, because her family's in dire need. I mean, she is in dire need. But Thursday we'll be starting the keto race. I'll make an official announcement. My whole daily vlog will be about the turtle race. But on Saturday, I'll start doing my first live. And that is when I will do my weigh-in measurements, and I will ask all of you how much you lost for the week, if you want to tell me your non-scale victories, the whole 9 yards. So we'll make it like a community, like a group thing. And then what I'm going to do is put out a survey on my community page tonight or tomorrow, asking what is the best time for you to do a live on Saturday or Sunday. And then based on the majority, I will do the live. The only thing you have, okay, so what I'll do is, if you're interested, when this video is over, leave a comment below, right? And I will give you my email address. And then you can shoot me an email and say, this is Caddy, and I want to help Renee, and I will shoot you that GoFundMe account. Thank you all for your love and support. Thank you for always being there. You guys are amazing, and you're going to get to see some pictures of this meatloaf in my daily vlog that I'll post tonight about the same time, about 8, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. You have an amazing day. Thank you for coming, showing support. Thank you to my beautiful moderators for always going above and beyond on my channel. Thank you.